Can't do that.
The Vikings show. You were right. I kind of just had it. The first season, like that's all I've watched over the last week is just every night throw on some episodes of that. First of all, there's so much more of that show than I thought there was. They're like fucking 15 episodes or 20 episodes of 42 minutes or whatever. And as soon as Ragnar dies, everything kind of goes off the rails.
Well, they come get the revenge.
They go to get half that show is revenge, and they've like gone to England for revenge like 4 fucking times.
I like revenge.
And they'll get to England and be like, I'm here for revenge. And then that smooth talking king will be like, don't you're missing the forest for the trees. You need to do that. And they leave like, oh, that guy's pretty smart.
Ragnar turns himself over to the English and lets them kill him because he knows that his sons will come and avenge him united if he does this. And only that way can the Vikings triumph over the English. So he lets the English capture him, and they hoist him and they torture him and they hoist him in this cage and they beat him, and then they throw him in a pit full of vipers that bite him to death, and he dies a slow, painful death. And he's laughing at him because he knows what's coming. He knows his sons are going to come and like everything you do to me, they're going to do 10 times worse. And they do. They show up and they torture that king to death. I think they blood eagle him. I think they blood eagle their king. Yeah.
They blood eagle King Aela, who's the king of Northumbria. But then they let King Ebert kill himself in a tub. Mm-hmm. Because Ebert was more of a friend of Ragnar's. But it was like he was wrong about his sons. They fragmented immediately. And I didn't like how Ragnar just like offered himself. It was just such a ridiculous final way to die. It was like such a jarring way for him to kill himself. It was like, okay, well, maybe he had like another gig and he had to go do a movie and he couldn't do the next season of Vikings because it just didn't make sense logically. Are you guys horny posting in chat?
Yeah, a little bit of horny posting.
You guys are fucking horny posting.
No, the show isn't as good after Ragnar leaves for sure. That's what I always tell people. But
I like the main son. The main son, like
Bjorn
the first
Iron.
one. Yeah, Bjorn Ironside. He's good.
What a name! The guy's name is Bjorn Ironside. True, another historical character, by the way. You can Google him up, learn about his feats of strength.
Ragnar doesn't appear to be like set in stone historical. He's more of like a legendary creature, like King Arthur. Like I bet there was a king of ancient England that like was reminiscent of Arthur, and then he kind of became a legend over time. And
he embodies a lot. Maybe there were a lot of kings, and Arthur is sort of the embodiment of multiple tales. But with the Ragnar thing, it seems like he's a little more grounded historically, although part of the saga tells that he slew a dragon. So you got to understand that that's in the saga too.
And like a lot of apparent like Nordic areas would claim descendants from Ragnar Lothbrok or whatever, because he was kind of a king of lore. Not to say that he was a totally fake guy, but
like in the later seasons, even his sons, they'll be like, that's Ragnar Lothbrok's son. And they're like, oh, I had no idea.
I'm to the point now where like I'll like turn it on at night and like it's just that really nasty crippled guy being mean to people. And
his name is
Ivar the Boneless.
Ivar the Bone. So one of Ragnar's sons is crippled when he's born, and the thing to do is to leave him in the wilderness to the wolves. Ragnar can't do it. He's going to raise this crippled boy, and whether he likes it or not, but he raises him hard. He's like, you're crippled. Like, in a land of not cripples, you better be a bad motherfucker. And so this guy traverses with these spikes in his hands. He crawls on the ground into the bar with his spikes. Like he's so scary. He's so ruthless. And over time, they get him like some crutches, and then they get him some braces for his legs, and then eventually they strap him to like a horse-drawn chariot so that he can fuck shit up. Ivar is a real scummy piece of shit.
Don't like him very much. He says he's God, or he says he's God. Like on the same tier as Thor and the Aesir, and so he's kind of a kook.
I like Ragnar's ladies though. He's got like 2 bad bitches. He's got Lagatha, who's like Sporty Spice. She's very hot. She's very muscular, and she can fight with all the men. She's like a shield maiden of Odin or some shit. And then he's got this other big bitch. She's like 6'1", 6'2". She's an Icelandic supermodel in real life. She's so pretty, and she's like, she's like
she's the crippled one's mom.
Yeah, she's like hard to look at. She's so classically beautiful. She's like
Lagertha is like immediately jealous.
Well, yeah, he shows up with a new wife and didn't talk to Sporty Spice about it. Now he's got this 6'1" princess that he's like brought back to town. So Lagertha like takes her kid and leaves town and just divorces Ragnar. And one of the hardest episodes of the show, she's like, "Fuck you, fuck your shit. I'm taking your son. No, you won't take my boy. He doesn't even want to go with you." And it's like, fuck. It's a good episode. I like the inner workings of his family life, but mostly I like the semi-historical, and whenever like a god sort of like touches the narrative a little, they don't have full-blown like God coming down and talking, but the Viking gods are definitely real in this saga, and they definitely influence it occasionally by giving people visions and foresight and sort of tinkering with things. There's definitely
they spice it up with all the religions in the show, where like that magic tapestry when the French were defending Paris and all the Vikings showed up and they were really scared and the Vikings were clearly going to win because they had, overwhelming numbers. And then that French princess was like, "This is the cloak of St. Augustine. I take it to you and you must bless it right now. I guess this is more Italian." And then like he blesses it and then she goes and hangs that up and it like gives them supernatural, fearlessness and whatnot. And then other times like Odin like will do something, or at least they'll believe he did. And so I enjoyed that part of it too. It adds a fun angle to it, but it's a good show overall. It's just really the wheels have totally fallen off by the point I'm at.
Really? Like I've seen the whole thing, and
Loki is like in Iceland by himself, and then he like brought people back, and I liked and he was one of my favorite characters. He was always fun, and I liked that he was like
Floki?
It's Floki, yeah. And he was like, and Ragnar never appreciated him enough because Ragnar would be like, "We're going to take over this city. Floki, can you build something out of timber and string in the next 4 days?" And Floki's like,
"I think I can.
This I can do for you, Ragnar." And then he does it. And at no point are they like, "Floki, fucking floating siege towers? Incredible. We like, this is wonderful. You've done a great job."
It's got Wi-Fi, Floki.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm happy to help. And he's like this fucking weirdo with this.
He's got like eyeliner on and shit. He's all creepy. He's the he's the boat builder. Like his whole thing is
I like Floki.
He has a new way of building these long boats so they can make the journey to England safely. And Ragnar's paying him to make his special boat and everything. I definitely like the early seasons. I like Ragnar and Lagertha and their whole romance. And I love that like he takes her into battle and she's just as good a warrior as any of them. And it's kind of believable. She seems pretty fucking hardcore. They all seem like their swordplay is good. That actor's Australian. I kind of want to see him in something else.
I was disappointed by that. I wanted to see more like Ericsson's and like that kind of name when I clicked on it.
Nords.
Yeah, true Nords. Floki is a true Nord. He's like some, Igor Havlason or something.
Isn't he? He might be the brother.
He's from like one of those actor families where it's like a bunch of these Swedes who are all like 6'5".
Yes, it's what's his name?
I don't remember their names.
I'll have it.
Is Alexander Skarsgård?
Yes, it's the Skarsgård brothers. He's one of the Skarsgård brothers. That's what it is. Yeah, they're all. Man, he is the ugly one, huh? Jesus Christ! Like Alexander, you got Alexander Skarsgård, and then his younger brother is the one who plays like It in the It movies. He's a really good actor, but kind of fucked up looking. And then that Floki guy, he's really fugly looking.
Yeah, or at least he is in the show Vikings.
Yeah, he seems pretty fucked up. No, I recommend that show to everybody. I think it's the best Vikings TV show.
Where is it?
It's on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Netflix is my number 2 service.
Yeah, I don't know. I watch a lot of YouTube, honestly, and then after that, it's probably HBO. I go to HBO for news now. It has CNN, so I watch CNN there. And I don't know. I'm about to start Silo. I haven't started season 2 of Silo. I've been waiting. I'm sure it's all out now, and I've got some Landman to finish. And that's about it. I don't think I have any other TV shows.
I'm a little ahead of you on Silo. I might be 5 episodes in. If not, it's 4. Something like that.
You liking the season?
My opinion of it is turning upwards a little bit, but it still moves really slow. My wife was talking about it. She got her haircut with her hairdresser, and he said the same thing. Like, it just moves so slow. But I'm interested in your take on it. Sometimes you're more tolerant of a slow burn.